Hello there. Well, I was preparing to this part and I couldn't take my eyes off the book. Every time I start to read it, I catch and go in and keep reading. I think it's a sign of a good book when you start and cannot get off. Indeed. For this part, I thought to prepare some interesting places, but they all appeared in the second chapter already, really. And there, in this second chapter of the book Mindswep, yes, Mindswep, there are situated examples of the second thing for which I really love science fiction, and I think I can tell you and then prove my point with examples. Science fiction authors do care about explanations, do care about explanation, what happens in their world and why does it happen. So that's great. And also well, at least this nice person cares to create the world, actually create some world. Just look here. We finished in knowing what our main character Marvin Flynn wants. He wants to travel, and real travel is interstellar, so go to another planet, but physically go to another planet in his own body. It's like going to Sochi. I don't know. For those who don't know what is so wrong about Sochi, it is the city in a small area of the Russian Federation, which is in the subtropical place, well, in the subtropics, and because of this, mainly, and because it is near, well, on the edge of the sea, of the Black Sea, there are high prices. Everybody wants to go there, and there you can have mediocre service for high prices. But yes, the nature is very nice. Of course it's very nice. Come on, there's mostly summer there, unlike most of other territories. So going to Sochi is like, yes, going to the moon. Well, so, and now chapter 2. As he had expected, his best friend Billy Hake was at the soda fountain, sitting on a stool and drinking a mild hallucinogen known as LS frappe. It's like cold. It reminds me of special kind of milk in one of the very well-known pieces of literary art. Okay. How's the morn, Sorn? Hake asked in the slang popular at that time. Soft and mazy, Easter hazy, Marvin replied, giving the obligatory response. This. The author paints the realia of our world that we happen to live in while we are in this book. And, by the way, Spanish speakers welcome, German speakers welcome, because here we will see both in this small part of the conversation. Check it out. Documenta de la clipe, Billy asked. Pidgin, Spanish, Afrikaans dialect, was the new love sensation that year? I don't know Afrikaans. What did he say? I don't know how to read Afrikaans. I will read it Spanish style, okay? Ha, mi, mir. Or if it is English style, ja, mijn, he, hier. I don't know. I'm sorry. It means yes, sir. Marvin answered a little heavily. His heart simply was not in the clever repartee. Oh, of course, if you need to switch between several languages to answer this year. All right. Billy caught the nuance of dissatisfaction. He raised the quizzical eyebrow, folded his copy of James Joyce's comics. Comics. Oh my God. James. That's, I think, it's what British called pun. Popped a keen smoke into his mouth, bit down to release the fragrant green vapor, and asked, "For why you burrow?" The question was wryly phrased but obviously well intended. Marvin sat down beside Billy, heavy-hearted, yet unwilling to reveal his unhappiness to the light-hearted friend. He held up both hands and proceeded to speak in plain Indian Sign Language. Many intellectually inclined young men were still under the influence of last year's sensational projectoscope production of Dakota dialect, styling Bjorn Rakradish as Crazy Horse and Milovan Slavovovich as Red Cloud. Slavovovich. Slavic or maybe Slovo in Russian, it's word. As Red Cloud, and done entirely in gesture. Gosh, so last year gesture language was popular. Okay. He was interrupted by Mr. Bigelow, proprietor of the Stanhope Pharmacy. Mr. Bigelow was a middle-aged man of 74, slightly balding, with a small but evident pouch. Yet he affected both boys' ways. Now he said to Marvin, mir quieren si tomar la clopje inmensa de la cabeza verfruven in forma de ein Boldash Sundai. Whoa! I made it! I thought it was something. In what languages are they? I thought Vefruven is French, maybe. La Cabeza is Spanish, Afrikaans, and Skoboldash, I don't know. And this is the commands. What does it mean? No way. Meaningless words in different languages. Oh man, it's like good way to swear to people, like drop random words at them in different languages and let them be thinking like, what was that? All right. It was typical for Mr. Bigelow and others of his generation to overdo the youthful slang, thus losing any comic effect except the pathetically unintentional. So sweet. Comic effect of just speaking. That's great. And the second nice thing about creating the atmosphere, I said it was explaining the rules of the world. That's cool. That's the how can I say, kingdom of logic somehow. We know that in books everything is possible, but sci-fi writers need to explain how it works, even impossible things. And here there's a small nice episode. Encyclopedia. Oh, I love this style of the encyclopedia. Hi fellas, the tape recorder said in his fruitily enthusiastic voice. Today, let's talk about Mindswap. There followed the historical section, which Marvin ignored. His attention returned when he heard the tape recorder saying, so, let's consider mind as a kinda electroform, or maybe even a sub-electroform entity. You probably remember from our previous talk that mind is thought to have begun as a projection of our bodily processes and to have evolved into a quasi-independent entity. You know what that means, fellas? It means it's like you got a little man in your head, but not quite. Isn't that quasi? The tape recorder laughed modestly at its little joke, then went on. So what have we got out of this mishmash? Well, kids, we got ourselves in a sort of symbiotic situation, mind and body-wise, even though Mr. Mind is inclined in a sort of parasitism. But still, each can exist, theoretically, without the other, or anyhow, that's what the big thinkers say. Marvin skimmed. Now, as for projecting the mind, well, guys, just think of throwing a ball, mental into physical and vice versa. Ultimately, they are forms of each other, just like matter and energy. Of course, we have yet to discover. Oh, Greg, isn't it nice, huh? He really tried. Yeah, definitely. And no, that's all for today. Best moments, best small moments go in the next chapter. Well, in the next video. See you.